Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're unpacking a modern fantasy. You know the one. You've probably seen the aesthetic online. Someone sitting with a laptop on a beach in Bali, or maybe those sleek multi-monitor setups in a high-rise apartment. It's the promise of unlimited income from absolutely anywhere in the world. It's that ultimate dream, right? Breaking out of the traditional system to become a full-time trader. But what really happens behind closed doors when those screens glow green and red, and there's literally no one around to tell you what to do? Well, today, we're stripping away all those filters to look at the raw, unfiltered reality of making trading your primary profession.
So I want you to genuinely ask yourself this right now. What if trading was your main job? Just imagine it for a second. Imagine a life where you never ever have to set a 7 a.m. alarm again, waking up with no demanding boss breathing down your neck for quarterly reports, zero office politics, and absolutely no hours-long pointless meetings. I mean, it sounds like absolute paradise, doesn't it? That exact feeling is the ultimate lure that draws thousands of people into the financial markets every single day.
Let's dive into Section 1, the dream of freedom, and figure out what escaping the 9-to-5 really means.
Think about the massive shift in reality here. When you're an office worker, your life is heavily structured. You get steady pay, you have fixed hours, it's safe, but it's pretty restricted. But when you become a full-time trader, that safety net completely vanishes. Your pay becomes wildly unstable, you are entirely self-directed, but you have complete freedom. And initially, dropping all that structure feels amazing. But very quickly, a brand new reality starts to set in.
Here's the catch. Freedom is only valuable when you actually have the discipline to manage it. Without the rigid schedule of a standard 9-to-5, this newfound freedom can quickly become your absolute worst enemy. Our source highlights a really common trap. Without a clear work schedule, it's incredibly easy to just slip into late nights, totally erratic sleep habits, impulsive work hours, and worst of all, emotional trading. Because when no one is checking in on you at 8 a.m., your own self-control is quite literally the only thing keeping you from complete chaos.
Which brings us to Section 2, the hidden truth behind the screens. Let's pull back the curtain on what the daily grind actually looks like. It's preparing trading plans, it's reading macroeconomic news, analyzing market structures, painstakingly journaling every single trade, tracking your statistics, and constantly evaluating and tweaking your trading system. This is a grueling, rapid-fire sequence of behind-the-scenes tasks that most people never, ever picture when they're fantasizing about the trading lifestyle. It's highly analytical, deeply repetitive, and honestly requires an immense amount of focus.
And the reality of where your time actually goes is honestly pretty shocking. The physical act of pressing the buy or sell button is just a tiny, tiny sliver of the work. Seriously, it's microscopic. That's what the public thinks trading is, right? Just clicking buttons? But the massive chunk of your time, taking up almost all of your day, is entirely dedicated to preparation and analysis. The physical act of taking a trade is just a minuscule fraction of the overall process. The real work is all in the prep.
But even with all that intense preparation, you're eventually going to hit this very harsh reality. Your income is no longer steady. If you come from a corporate background, you know exactly how much money is hitting your bank account at the end of the month, right? Well, in trading, that certainty is completely gone. As our source points out, some months are going to be incredibly lucrative, but other months, they might bring zero profit. And sometimes you're going to face periods of consecutive losses, even if you followed your trading plan absolutely perfectly.
And that leads right into Section 3, the psychological toll.
Let's put you in the hot seat for a second. Imagine you lose money. There's no boss to blame, no annoying coworker to point the finger at. The only question echoing in your mind is, where did I go wrong? Was it a flaw in your strategy? Did you break your own rules? Is the market just changing? Or are you on a completely normal losing streak? The pressure of that total, absolute accountability is crushing. Every single profit and every single loss is solely your fault, and no one else is coming to answer those questions for you. And because of that, loneliness is pretty much unavoidable. Think about it. Trading is one of the very few jobs where you can spend your entire day in complete silence, working entirely alone. There are no coworkers sitting next to you, there's no water cooler chat to break up the day, nobody to high-five when you land a brilliant trade, and no one to vent to when you take a brutal, painful loss. Over time, that profound isolation really takes a toll. Maintaining outside relationships and a balanced life isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely vital just to keep your mind clear and your decisions sharp. Moving on to Section 4, the paradox of experience, and why trading less is actually more.
I want you to just let this profound realization sink in for a moment. Sometimes, the absolute best decision you can make is not to trade at all. Experienced traders are a lot like snipers. They are fiercely patient. They don't force trades. They simply wait, sometimes for days on end, for an opportunity that genuinely gives them a high probability edge. They can open their charts, analyze the market for hours, and then comfortably just close their laptops without doing a single thing. And you know what? They consider that a highly productive day.
But look, just because they trade less doesn't mean they work less. Far from it. Trading full-time means you're basically signing up to be a lifelong student. The markets are constantly evolving. A strategy that's printing money today might fail completely 2 years from now. You have to continuously study macroeconomics, track shifts in monetary policy, understand evolving market structures, practice advanced risk management, and stay on top of new data technologies. If you stagnate, if you stop learning, the market will literally just leave you behind without a second thought.
Which brings us to our final takeaway in Section 5. Discipline is a way of life.
To survive this lifestyle, you have to fundamentally change. You learn to accept being wrong, and you learn that you just cannot control everything. You learn how to be patient for high probabilities, rather than acting out on blind emotion. And you begin to view risk as an inevitable part of every single decision, not just in the market, but in life itself. These aren't just trading skills, they are profound life skills that completely alter how you interact with the whole world around you.
Because in this incredibly solitary profession, discipline isn't a punishment. Actually, discipline is the ultimate supervisor. It is the single most important boss you will ever have. When there is no one watching you, no one to fire you, and no one to praise you, discipline is the only thing that guarantees your survival in the markets. It's the essential framework that allows all that freedom we talked about earlier to actually exist, without totally destroying you in the process.
So that leaves us with one final, lingering question based on everything we've uncovered today.
Knowing about all the hidden work, the intense psychological pressure, the isolation, and the absolute demand for unwavering self-discipline, are you truly ready to be your own boss? It's a fascinating mirror to hold up to ourselves, isn't it? Well, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this deep dive into the raw reality of full-time trading has given you a powerful new perspective. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you next time.